We built Vero, to be an alternative to all the existing platforms out there that tout to be free, but are really taking your data and using that as the currency that they're using for their real customers, which are advertisers. What the platform does essentially is allows you to be social with your friends online. We're trying to build something that is simple, takes us back to a simple time where we use social apps to connect with the people that we care about in our lives or follow the things that interest us.
That makes sense to me, the idea that if the site is free, we should all understand that we're trading ourselves away for some of this. But your site is still free, too. Do you plan to start offering this under a subscription price?
Absolutely. So from day one, when we launched our app in the App Store in 2015, we announced that we would be subscription-based. And we've always said that the first 1 million users would be free for life and that we would start charging after that. We had such a huge amount of people come in all in one go and ran into some technical problems. And so we decided, rather than make people feel excluded from the experience, we wanted to be, have it be an inclusive experience for people. And so we've extended the free for life offer until further notice, and we'll be announcing when the subscription will start soon.
Ayman, there's a big conversation obviously around Facebook and privacy and all of these things and whether this next generation is willing to give away its privacy. I'm of the view, and I think Ben's of the view, I could be wrong about this, that even if there is regulation, whatever that regulation looks like, I imagine is going to be a big screen, a big opt-in screen that's much more detailed than the current one. But I happen to think a lot of people are going to press yes, 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 and yes, thank you. You agree with that?
I'm in a different camp from that, and the reason is that as long as that screen is going to have on it that there's a psychological profile being created of you based on your behavior, based on the choices that you make, that allows for a more efficient targeting, then I would agree with you, but I don't think that that's what's going to happen. The challenge that companies who are using data as their, as their business model, as the basis of their business model, they need to always show growth. So it needs to be much more efficient all the time, every quarter, showing better performance. And the only way to get better performance if you're not growing at a massive rate is to be able to have your algorithms be more efficient. For those to be more efficient, they need to know more about you and be able to have a better sense of who you are, probably better than you know who you are, in order to target you for ads.
Ayman, everything you've just said makes sense to me, but you still have this hurdle of trying to make people trust you. And that's a pretty high hurdle given, I think, where Americans are right now. We don't trust Mark Zuckerberg. Why would we trust someone who is a Lebanese billionaire, whose father was the former prime minister and whose half-brother is the prime minister right now? I mean, that's a stretch. How do you make people open up and think, okay, we trust you and we're going to give you all this information on the understanding that someday we'll be paying a subscription?
So I'm very proud of my family and my heritage. My father, as you said, was the prime minister of Lebanon, but before that, he was a successful businessman. But before that, when he was a young boy, he was picking oranges. And he reached a success in his life, but rather than just go down the path of not doing anything for the world, he decided to go and become prime minister in order to rebuild his country. Mm-hmm. He also put 30,000 students through college on his own dime. I'm proud of my brother for taking over the political role that was left after my father was brutally assassinated in 2005. And I think that where we come from and the fact that our father left us an inheritance or whatever you want to call it, isn't what we should be judged on.
I agree, but how do you trust but verify? How do you let people know? Is there some sort of way that you kind of open up, some openness that people can verify and say, okay, we feel good about giving this to someone we don't know?
I'm willing to answer any question from anybody. I'm an open book. I've made myself available to, anybody who has a question about where I come from, what the intention of Vero is. And really where we're going is, we really want to create a better experience for the user, but also that experience comes with different facets of the company. The subscription that we talk about is really there to keep us honest. The relationship that we have with our users is that they are our customer, not advertisers. So when we ask somebody to pay a subscription, we are entering a contract with them. Right. We don't take their data. We're not going to target them. There is none of that going on. It's a simple service. And we're a small team of people who are dedicated to creating the best user experience from start to finish.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.